I'm going to share with you one of my favorite features of the Canon EOS R8 as a run and gun style photographer and filmmaker, and that is custom shooting modes for both photo and video. So in this video, I'm going to share with you what custom shooting modes are, why you need them, and how to set them up on the EOS R8. Custom modes, whether photo or video, lets you easily switch between preset settings with simply turning the top dial. For photos, I have one mode set up for natural light shooting and the other mode set up for when I'm using a flash. For video, it lets you quickly toggle between resolutions and frame rates, but also keeps the shutter speed, aperture, and ISO linked for each of those frame rates. This lets me set up one custom mode for 4K at 60 frames per second with a shutter speed of double my frame rate and with an appropriate f-stop and ISO, and I can set up another custom mode to be 4K at 24 frames per second with its own shutter speed, aperture, and ISO settings. Then I can easily switch between each of those settings just by turning the mode dial. There's also several other things that can be linked to the custom modes, like video crop mode, enable or disable, sound settings, white balance, and picture profile settings. Being a wedding photographer and filmmaker, I need to be able to easily switch settings, and sometimes I don't have enough time to dive into the menu and to change 5 different things before I start shooting again. I may be filming slow-mo at 60 frames per second right before the ceremony, but switch over to 24 frames per second during the ceremony, and then at the end, switch back into 60 FPS for the exit. So now that I've explained what custom shooting modes are and why you may need them, here's how to set them up on the R8. First, start out in your preferred shooting mode. For this example, I want to switch it over into video mode with a photo video switch and the dial to be set to manual mode. Go ahead and set up all of your settings for the resolution, frame rate, shutter speed, etc. Then go back into the menu, go to the wrench icon, and on the 5th page, scroll down to custom shooting mode, C1, C2. Go into register setting, confirm custom shooting mode C1, then confirm register camera settings to custom shooting mode. You'll also want to scroll down to auto update settings and change that to enable. That makes it so that when you turn your camera off or change modes, it saves any changes that you made on that custom shooting mode. Now that you have C1 programmed, you can change the settings that you want for C2 and register that as well. Also, even though there's just 2 custom modes on the dial, don't forget that the camera will remember the settings for manual mode as well. So there's actually 3 custom modes for both photo and for video. And that's all there is to it. So now you can set your custom modes to exactly how you want them to suit your shooting needs. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.